Hey, it's Scotty, and I'm with Gary. And Gary was sleeping, but I just noticed. You see this spot on his back? See how it looks like a little bald spot? And I sort of noticed a little bit right here, hard to see. So, what is that? Is that mange or is it ringworm? Now, generally, a thinning of the hair in certain spots would probably be mange, but if there's a little powder, and I sort of see like a powdery kind of fungus. Now, this is the early stages of this. So what am I going to do? Oh no, is it mange or is it ringworm? Well, it doesn't really matter what it is when you catch something like this early. A lot of times it might be really obvious because ringworm will often appear on the nose, it will often appear on the feet or on the ear. But what am I going to do? Well, I have ivermectin and I have Head and Shoulders, so I'm going to treat for both. I'm going to give him a soak in antifungal shampoo, and I'm going to give him the antifungal cream, and I'm going to give him a drop of ivermectin on the ear, which I'm going to follow up with another drop in about a week, and then maybe a third drop a week after that. Okay, so oftentimes, especially when you catch it early, people are, oh, what is it? What is it? We treat for both as a preventative at the LA Guinea Pig Rescue, and that's what I recommend. These guys, they don't get a drop of ivermectin every 3 months. That's what we do. We recommend people get health checks every 2 months. Usually people end up going a little bit longer, and so we give one drop of ivermectin as a preventative. So most people that come to the rescue 2, 3, 4 times a year for health checks, they will get that ivermectin. My piggies, I do my health checks and I don't always include a drop of ivermectin, but every year or so I will give them a drop, and if I notice anything going on, I'll give them a drop. So it's time to do that for Gary. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to soak him, and I'm going to put the cream there. Now, when there's still hair, what I would do is I would dilute that cream. Let go, Gary, that's let. Oh my gosh, you're such a biter. When I am putting cream where there's hair, I will dilute it with water and usually brush it with a paintbrush, kind of get like a thin. No, I'm not going to let you. I'll put a thin film of that antifungal cream, that athlete's foot cream, and we'll just see how it goes. I'm not worried. I'm not concerned. I haven't noticed him really itching, so I'm not too worried, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to nip this in the bud. First, I warm up the water, make sure that it's the kind of water that I would want to take a bath in. This is a soak, so we're putting in a fair amount of zinc. You see that? Pyrithione zinc. We want nice bath water. Not too hot, not too cold. Just right. And I'm going to let Gary soak in here, but I'm also going to lather him up because he had that spot on his back. Right, Gary? So I'm going to let him soak for 5 minutes. So what am I going to do? I'm going to watch a 5-minute long YouTube video. All right, well, it's been 5 minutes. So I'm just going to rinse this guy off. Good job, Gary. You did such a good job. He's like, what are you doing to me? Good job, Gary. All right, so now he's rinsed off. And one thing to note is you don't want to use conditioner after you've used antifungal shampoo because it lessens the effect. conditioner works great if you're just washing your piggy, especially if they have long hair. But when it comes to antifungal ringworm treatment, you just better just to leave it off. Just use the antifungal shampoo and that's it. Okay, let's dry you off, Gary. Let's dry you off. Ready for the blow dryer? No, I'm not. I don't want to get blow dried. You have to. You have to. Is that for me, Gary? Gary, is this for me? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this on here like this, using the brush. Let me see. Where's that bald spot, Gary? So I can see that the bald area is basically right there. Now it's kind of clumpy. So I'm going to use a little water on this brush. You see how now it's easier to get it past the fur. Now obviously a worst case of ringworm would be bald here. And I'm glad that I caught it early. So that's what we're hoping for, is as soon as we notice something like this is happening, we can nip it in the bud. It's been my experience that actually the regular soaks seem to work really well overall. Now, if his ear had ringworm really bad, so I'm just, even though I didn't see any there, I'm gonna just put a little on his ears. Okay, Gary, just a little bit on each ear. And then I'm going to do it on his paws too. So what is this? This is just clotrimazole. There's a couple different, there's tolnaftate. There's a couple different types of antifungal athlete's foot cream. So Gary, give me your paw. So I'm just going to put it on and just rub it in on his feet. And if there was any other spot that I saw it. Good boy, Gary. Good boy. Now, I get messages a lot, people asking me, how can I tell if it's mange or ringworm? And I do have a video about mange or ringworm. And if it's really bad mange and your piggy is in seizures, you don't want to do an antifungal soak, because if it's a parasite, a fungus, is an antifungal treatment's not going to do anything. But in this case, he's not going into seizure, and it's most likely ringworm, but it could be mange. In general, a piggy with ringworm, it doesn't hurt to also do the mange treatment, which is a drop of ivermectin on the ear. So this is the ivermectin that we use at the rescue. There's a bunch of different brands. It's basically the 1% sterol solution, and it's an injectable, but we're not using it as an injection, even though there's a syringe. This is an oral syringe. We're going to put 1 drop on Gary's ear, and that's all that's required. Now, maybe I should have put the ivermectin first before the antifungal cream. So you know what? In this case, I'm going to wipe that cream off of this ear, and I will apply some back on later. So it usually absorbs in the skin, so it's not a big deal. And so does this ivermectin. So how this works is you have this. This is not a needle. This is just a way for me to suck up the liquid, and it's an oil-based liquid, and this is my syringe, and I stick that on there and I turn it upside down. And I've had this same ivermectin for quite a while. See that? There. Now I just need 1 drop, and I'm going to squirt the rest back into here. See, I just need 1 drop, so I take this off. Okay. And I squeeze backwards to make sure that this syringe doesn't get stuck. Really, just 1 little drop. You fold the ear like this so it spreads. And there you go. It's safe and it's very effective. And it doesn't hurt him. And then I'm literally just going to squirt the rest of this back into there. And that's this. You get this, you have a bunch of piggies. This will last forever. Now this says it's expired, but I wouldn't even worry about that. So that's it. How do you feel, Gare Bear? Not too bad, huh? Remember, I have all of the information about mange and ringworm in the illness section of my guinea pig care guide on my website. There's a link to that in the description. I will also put a link to the ivermectin. And you can find antifungal or athlete's foot cream in any dollar store, just like I was able to find the antifungal shampoo, the generic Head and Shoulders. I found that at Dollar Tree. But of course, you can get it online. You can order this from pretty much anywhere online. And it's that easy. Something you definitely want to have in your emergency kit. All right, Gary. So I will put my entire illness playlist here so you guys can check that out. And of course, down here there is a link to my free guinea pig care guide. I really hope you will read through it, skim through it, so you know where the information is when you need it later. All right, until next time, thanks for watching.